Well, hello everybody, what's good? This is your boy FX Code Andy, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. If you're new to this channel, please don't forget to hit that like button and please subscribe, and also don't forget to click on that notification bell so that you can receive a notification every time I upload a new video. So guys, the lesson for today is something that people have been requesting for me a lot, guys, and I'm actually excited that the first video of this lesson reached a number of 70,000 viewers. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys so much. And today's lesson, we're gonna be dealing with how to master entries part 2. So it's actually mastery of entries part 2. The first part was done, and the video will be at the end of this video, and then you will see, look at the first one and then come back to look at this one again. Then it's gonna teach you quite a lot of things to learn and all of that. And then from there, don't forget to also subscribe, guys. Please kindly subscribe. Let's make sure that we clock let's make sure that we clock 50k subscribers by the end of this year, or probably even before, only on God's grace. So you guys, let's make sure, because there's still a lot more to come, and nonetheless, we are back with another banger going on. So let's go.
All right, guys. So actually, if you were aware of the recent FX code analysis that were dropped on our YouTube channel, you would actually realize what I actually analyzed. I told you guys that the market will be dropping from here and possibly will be going up to retest there to create a triple top before it actually drops. As you can see already, that it has started dropping, and now we're looking for a target till it reaches that low right here, which is probably the 90% rule of the whole entire correction, which is this whole entire correction over here. So with that being said, this for me confirms that on USD related pairs, we need to be starting to look that the USD will be possibly weak in the next coming days or weeks, because now we have reached the toppest top, which is a triple top type formation, and confirms a strong zone. And then now we possibly gonna continue from here till this far. So I actually set my targets every time I go to the markets, guys. As I remember, I told you that every week on a Monday, I always set my top 10. I also set my possible analysis and stuff like that. So with this one, I have USD ZAR and gold and USD JPY, USD CAD and GBP CAD as my main target. So guys, right now we already know that the dollar will be possibly weak for the week or days that are about to come. Now let's go to USD ZAR to actually see how am I looking for my entries to be possible. So guys, as you can see over here, I already have my analysis up in date and all of that, right? But now if we can look at it, the market actually pushed from here to the upside and finally turned at that level. I don't know why it turned, but it's time to see what happened for the market to turn at that level. How do we do that? We'll copy this from here and put it right here, and then zoom out to see what's the possibility that the market turned right there, right? So it makes sense now. If we can look at this area over here, it makes sense, because now the market turned exactly where this zone is. If we can look at it, this is a very, very sensitive area. All the time the market reaches this level, it always kind of plays around or fools around and stuff like that. So you already see that this was when the prices were below the zone, it was a resistance. When the prices went above the zone, it was now a support. Now the prices are below the zone, it's now again a resistance in overall. So if you zoom it in, you're gonna start seeing the same thing that I saw, that okay, the market is now respected this area, and what do we need to start looking for? It's actually selling opportunities on USD ZAR, since we got that touch over there at the top. But now the possibilities are, the reason why as well USD might be possibly acting like this In South Africa, we recently had a protest with regarding the government and all these political confusions and all of that, of which I don't really entertain, but I only take them into account because of how they affect the economy in order to affect the market. I know how it highly affects the market and stuff like that. That's why I only take them into consideration. But beyond that, I'm not really much of a fan of a politician because it has a lot of violence and a lot of complications. Though I like being at peace for peaceful trading weeks and trading days, and just to have my mind at ease for analysis and to make sure that I get accurate trades. But for this one now, South Africa currently is facing a huge crisis where people are looting over shops, or other to say businesses that are operating in South Africa. So it's like the worst thing that could ever happen. So for an example, take a look at this video.
Don't waste your ammo.
Yeah, stop, stop.
Let them come. Let them come.
So we stand in front line here. There's all the looters. There's all the looters. We blocking our Northwest Park. Couple of us. Here in the community, waiting for these to try anything. They're gonna see us today. They're not taking our mall.
As you saw, guys, that's what's happening. So now when it comes to that, I was expecting the USD to buy for the longest time, but possibly it's going to buy because maybe this retracement is just want to come back and probably retrace at this level just to give us the last touch before we can get our entries. Remember, guys, I told you this is a mastery entry part 2, but if you can look at it, I'm only waiting for the market to come here in order for me to be able to buy and continue with it till that level, right? So there's no actual perfect entries when it comes to the market. It just depends on when do you decide to go in the market and actually execute a trade. I don't actually execute a trade just for the sake of having trades running, but I only execute trades when I'm definitely sure that I'm gonna be profitable from it, or it's the high probability. I trade probabilities and I look out for possibilities. We have a lot of traders in this world, or to say beginners, who focus more on having trades running for the sake of having them, the MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5 running trades, than actually taking quality trades that are gonna set them up for success in their trading journey. But now that's the actual psychological trick that people are experiencing in the current level. They just enter trades without any validations to say the trade is now valid to be entered and stuff like that. So for me, if we go to a 1 hour time frame on USD ZAR, there's no confirmation that says I should sell immediately, because I'm not a scalper trader, I'm a swing trader. If a scalper trader would enter here just to capitalize till this point before the market actually throws out to the upside, but a swing trader, we wait for the sniper entry in order to be able to enter our trades and profit from them. So that's for me. So understanding this, probably going to come here and then actually turn right there because of this sensitive area as well. Because if you can look at it, this area is much more sensitive as it has a zone over here, which was respected quite a lot of times, which is 1, possible 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 breakout, and now it's gonna come back, probably the last retest before it actually shoots out. But let me try to see if I can get another confirmation. As I look here, there can be something from here, you understand? So probably it's gonna come, drop again, come to this level before it goes out, and let's just cater for the whole thing in order to see what's possibly gonna happen. But I don't like a lot of things in the chart because they end up confusing me, so I'm just gonna remove all these to have clean charts and stuff like that. As you can see, this was that daily line that we actually drawn. So there's two possibilities. It's either it's gonna turn over here to go up, or either it's gonna come over here to respect this area before it actually goes out. So those are my two possibilities for the current market price movement. So let's go to gold. So guys, when it comes to gold, I remember I had analysis on FX gold as well. If you didn't watch them, go watch them with immediate effect. So if we can look at this, I said for me, this was an impulse to the upside. This was a correction sideways. Now we're waiting for continuation prices or continuation movements to the upside, because now this was a bullish continuation flag. This was a bullish continuation flag, and it is actually the most beautiful bullish flag, because normally the market doesn't show it in a picture perfect way. You see, this one is picture perfect. It's straight, and then we expecting the market to continue up because of this break it just took. So that's what I'm expecting from now. But there's gonna be a possibility that the market might want to drop to respect this area and continue to the upside. I actually executed this one because it was a high probability by the time I took the trade. So that's why I actually took on the trade. But let's take a look at it of how it happened.
Alright guys, as you can see, I have gold running right now as my first entry. The others I haven't yet got an actual entry. So as you can see, as I explained right there, then this was the point whereby I'm looking for the gold to buy, because if you can look at this current level over here, it was a descending type structure, breakout, retest, and then continuation to the upside, of which I'm looking forward to swinging it possibly till the target that I've set right there. So you can see, let's go to a weekly chart. So the target that I'm setting is up to this level, as you can see. So that's the target that I'm setting. So I probably will be swinging gold for the longest time. So as you can see, that's how it is. But I just want to show you guys that entries are just the simplest thing, only if you know your basics and all of that. As you can see, this is the broker that I use, the real account, and then right now we're here. So going to USD JPY and USD ZAR, it's actually going to depend on confirmations that I'm going to get. So yeah
guys, so that's how it actually happened, that I see a possibility on gold, and I'm still looking forward to actually holding it for the longest time, because now if I look at analysis properly, it's safe enough to say we can remove this. But let me make it make sense of what happened. So here guys, as you can see, it's a continuation pattern. It went out and it took off from that level. But then if you drop it to a smaller time frame, such as like 15 minutes or 30 minutes, you would be able to spot that at the current level of price action, which was here, which was this level over here, this was a impulse correction, and then I waited for this breakout, and then now when it broke out, that's when I executed the trade, somewhere right about here. So that was like the most nicest continuation pattern I've seen in a while. And yeah, that's it for gold. Let's go to USD CAD. So when it comes to USD CAD, it's a bit tricky, right? Because as you can see, it's just in the middle of nowhere. But if we can look at this area right here, let me take it to a daily time frame. If we look at what's the current market saying and trying to put all pieces together, we would possibly see that from this point to this level, right? There is a possibility movement over there. There was a possibility movement over here. Remember, guys, you don't always have to have nice analysis and all of that, as long as it makes sense. So for me, this makes sense because it was a touch, 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 touch. I normally cater for areas that were touched a lot of times. So multiple identification of touches, that's what confirms my analysis. So I don't know about the others, I'm just telling you about what works for me. So yeah, and then we drop it to a 4 hour time frame. So drop it to a 4 hour time frame. You're gonna possibly see, let me just reset the chart. So you're gonna possibly see of what's happening right now. If I look at this current level over here, it looks very sensitive, because if I can cater for this zone over here to possibly here, we would understand why the price is actually rejected here and rejected here, and now possibly came to retest here, and now they are shooting out, right? So as that happens, we possibly see now, okay, what's the next movement, right? So it's the next movement. As I'm looking at the market right now, dropping into a 1 hour time frame, what I'm seeing is that this was an impulse correction, impulse large version of a correction, which is this one over here, large version of a correction, which is this one over here. Remember, guys, sometimes pair correlation doesn't work. So what I'm gonna wait for here, guys, so it's two things, right? So how is that gonna happen? The first confirmation that the market is now working on my favor, I'm gonna wait for the market to break out of the structure, break out here, and give us a bit of a medium range pattern, continuation pattern, before it actually shoots out and go up. Because if you can do a smaller version of a correction, I already know that there's going to be a possibility that is going to turn here to create a double top type formation, which is going to look like this: 1, 2, 3, and drop down, right? So this was a possibility if it doesn't create a large version of a correction. But if it does create a large version of a correction, I know that it's building up enough momentum to actually break out of this structure and now turn this area into a support again before it continues to the upside. So it's two options. That's the reason I don't have this trade on my MetaTrader 4, because I'm waiting for two confirmations. I'm going to enter my buys only if it gives me a large version of a correction before it continues to the upside. Or I'm going to wait for it to impulse and break this top zone before it gives me a smaller version of a correction to go up. Or I'm going to go for the possible one, which is a double top type formation, for in case it doesn't respect this, it respects this area to shoot to the downside. So that's my entry urge when it comes to this. Remember what I said, guys. Good entries are that of they are confirmed and they have validation. Without validations, I wouldn't enter any trade. Even right now, I wouldn't enter this trade because there's nothing that says, Andy, you can enter this trade. It's just standing right there. There's no correction. There's no there's an impulse but no correction. I only enter the market on corrections. So yeah. So for the reversal one, for the double top one, I'll be expecting the market to correct, creating an ascending structure type nature here before I can enter my sells. But if it impulses until it breaks this level, I know I have to look for a correction before I continue with my buying opportunities. Or either I'm going to wait for the market to break this level over here, give me a large version of a correction before it actually takes off to the upside. So it's three things I'm waiting for, right? Two possibilities of probabilities of buying opportunities and one possibility for selling opportunities. So that's it for USD CAD. USD JPY. So guys, as you can look at it, USD JPY, I actually had my analysis, but the problem was I didn't enter the trade. Oh my god, I felt so annoyed when I didn't do this, but there's always opportunities, right? So this is, to me, guys, trying to show you that it's not necessary to chase the market, but rather wait for the market to create another setup in order for you to enter again. So in this instance, I had my analysis, as you can see, a bullish type structure, and then that level right there was respected, and now we broke out of the level, we came back to retest, and now we broke out of this rising wedge to turn into selling opportunities. But now the trade has left me. So what am I waiting for? I don't chase the market, but I rather let the market come to me. So I'm waiting for the market to at least create a bit of a correction to show that it's going to be continuing to the downside that's when I'll be entering that trade. So here's an advice again. The problem with the traders today, just because the market is here and they already had an entry urge, but they weren't able to enter at that time, they feel a need to enter right now. Guys, if you missed on a trade, don't chase it. Wait for another opportunity. That's going to help you to be able it's going to make you to be able to have less losses and more of wins. Because imagine if now you wait for the market to come to you than you chasing the market. When you chase the market, it takes away your money. But if you wait for it, you're gonna actually profit a lot more, because guys, there's a lot of opportunities. It's gonna impulse from here to the downside, right? Remember I said I'm waiting for such correction over here. It's gonna impulse down again, give us another correction, another chance to enter up here. We enter again. It's gonna go down again, give us a chance to enter. We enter again, and then we go down. Stop chasing the markets, guys. Stop chasing the markets, but rather let the market come to you. There's a lot of opportunities to capitalize while the market is still dropping. There's no need for you to chase the market. So the reason why this pay, I included it as part of my analysis, or as part of my lessons, to teach you how, guys, you go about your entries. It's because it worked off me this week. Guys, I missed this trade and there's no way I'm chasing it. I'm gonna wait for another entry for me to be able to profit from it, because there's a lot of opportunities that are waiting. So let me explain to you how I'm looking for it. So as you can see now, it impulsed to the downside, right? As you can see now, it impulsed to the downside. Let me just erase all of these. As you can see, it impulsed to the downside, right? As it impulsed to the downside, what am I waiting for? Obviously, I don't chase the market, but I follow the market. So what am I waiting for? If we can look at it, I actually highlighted every level that I believe it's sensitive, which is this one and this one, right? So as these levels are sensitive for me, the market might drop from here and then give us a correction from this level. That's when it breathes, right? And then I'm gonna put my sell stop over here. I'm gonna put my sell stop over somewhere here, put my stop loss somewhere right about there, put my stop loss somewhere right about there, and then wait for the market to see what the market can do, right? Let me lock this to see what the market can do. And then when the market impulses down again, I know it doesn't go in a picture perfect way, because there's still this area. So it's gonna drop, create another opportunity again. When it creates another opportunity, what do? I enter again. That's how we scale it. I'm gonna enter again at this level and then set a target to here. Remember, guys, me, I'm a swing trader. I don't scalp. So from here again, I'm gonna wait for another sensitive area. It's gonna possibly drop from here till somewhere here and create another correction. But what I've noticed about the market, it creates the maximum of 4 patterns before it drops. So now this was the first one, this one was the second, this one was the third. But the minute it creates the last one, which is this area over here, as you can see, it's a sensitive area as well, or which is here, as you can see, it's a sensitive area as well. I know that there's a possibility that the market might be turning, because now it's oversold, right? So from here, I'm going to expect a correction in nature of a descending type structure before I can actually see that overall we were building a momentum in this nature. Overall, we're building a momentum in this nature. Now that the market is respecting it, we should take it into consideration, and it's going to possibly go up again at this level. So that is how I'm going to go about this pair. I'm not going to force any entries, but I'm going to wait for the market to create structures that confirm me to be able to enter the trade. So I hope you scooped up a thing or two from this video, guys. Nonetheless, this is FX Gold, your mentor, FX Gold Eddie, signing out. Yes, sir.
I hope you learned a thing or two from that video, and I hope it benefited you guys. And also, don't forget, FX Gold, we are here for you. And guys, there's one last request that I want you guys to do for me. Please kindly go to the link on bio and subscribe to my other YouTube channel, my music YouTube channel. because I will be dropping bangers and bangers and bangers and bangers all the time. So instead of just supporting me on Forex, please kindly also follow me in the music industry, and also like, subscribe, and also watch what's going on right there. It's beneficial, guys, as I'll be dropping consistently, as I'm now pursuing my dream and all of that. So while I'm still helping you on the Forex side for free, y'all guys can also help me on the music side, you feel me? So we are actually together. So nonetheless, let's go to your mentor, signing out.